Chapter 6. Successful Onboarding. Setting your new board members up for impact from day one. You've navigated the planning, outreach, interviews, and due diligence with care and precision. You've identified and secured individuals who are not just qualified, but also genuinely aligned with your mission and values. Congratulations! Now, it's time for one of the most critical phases in building a high-performing board. Onboarding. Think of onboarding as rolling out the welcome mat and then handing over the keys to the kingdom, complete with a clear map and a supportive guide. This isn't just a formality. It's your golden opportunity to transform promising recruits into confident, engaged, and proactive leaders who understand their roles, embrace your vision, and feel fully equipped to contribute meaningfully from their very first meeting. Why onboarding isn't just nice, it's necessary. Imagine starting a new important role without a clear understanding of the organization's goals, how decisions are really made, who your key collaborators are, or what's truly expected of you. It's a recipe for confusion, frustration, and ultimately, disengagement. A well-designed onboarding process eliminates these pitfalls. It provides clarity, builds confidence, and fosters a sense of belonging and purpose right from the start. This initial investment of time and thoughtful preparation will pay dividends in the form of long-term engagement, effective governance, and passionate advocacy for your cause. So, how do you create an onboarding experience that truly sets your new board members up for success? Let's dive in. Phase 1. The pre-arrival. Setting the stage before day 1. Effective onboarding begins even before the first official orientation session. The warm, official welcome, reiterate excitement. Once all checks are complete and they've accepted, send another enthusiastic welcome from the board chair or executive director. Confirm their official start date and the date-time of their initial orientation session. Provide key resources in advance. The pre-read packet. Equip your new board members with essential information before their orientation. This allows them to come prepared with thoughtful questions and a foundational understanding. This packet should be digestible, not overwhelming. Consider including the board manual, your guiding compass. As outlined in Template 6, this is their comprehensive guide to your organization's governance, structure, policies, and key personnel. If it's very large, perhaps send key sections like the mission/vision, board roster, and meeting schedule first. Recent meeting minutes, 1 to 2 sets. Gives them a feel for current discussions and decision-making. Most recent financial summary provides transparency on financial health. Strategic plan. Overview helps them understand the organization's direction. Agenda for their first board meeting, if available. Action point. Compile a digital new board member pre-read packet and send it out at least 1 week before their orientation. Phase 2. The orientation session. Connection, clarity, and culture. This is the cornerstone of your onboarding. Whether virtual or in person, make it engaging, informative, and interactive. A warm, personal welcome. Again. Start by having the board chair, executive director, and perhaps a few other key board members or staff personally welcome them. Icebreaker. If multiple new members are joining, or if they haven't met existing members, a brief, engaging icebreaker can help. Reiterate the why. Briefly and passionately reshare the organization's history, mission, vision, core values, and a recent impact story. Connect their future role directly to advancing this cause. Deep dive into the organization. Who we are and what we do. Go beyond the mission statement. Discuss your key programs, the communities you serve, your unique approach, and your current strategic priorities. Meet the team. Introduce key staff members, if applicable, and their roles. Explain the board-staff relationship and communication channels. Understanding our impact. Share data, testimonials, or stories that illustrate the tangible difference your organization makes. Clarifying board roles, responsibilities, and expectations. The nitty-gritty. This is where you clearly spell out what board service truly entails at your organization. Discuss. Meeting schedule and attendance. How often are board meetings? How long do they typically last? What's the expectation for attendance? Committee structure and involvement. What are the committees? What do they do? What's the expectation for committee participation? Help them identify committees that align with their skills and interests. Fundraising and advocacy. Be explicit about expectations for fundraising. Give, get policies, participation in campaigns, making introductions, and advocacy efforts. No surprises later. Meeting. Preparation. What's expected in terms of reviewing materials beforehand? Decision-making processes. How are decisions typically made? What does good governance look like at your organization? Communication norms. How does the board communicate between meetings? Action point. Use your board manual and board member agreement as guides for this discussion. Navigating the resources. Briefly walk them through the board manual and any online portals or shared drives they'll be using. Show them where to find key documents. Open dialogue and Q&A. Make this highly interactive. Pause frequently for questions. Encourage them to share their initial thoughts and perspectives. This is a two-way street. Pro tip: create a safe space for silly questions. Reassure them that no question is too basic. Phase 3. Formalizing commitment and building relationships. The board member. Agreement letter of expectation, the informed. Yes, this is a critical step. After the comprehensive orientation, once new members have a full understanding of the organization, their roles, and the expectations, it's time to formalize their commitment. Provide them with the board member agreement, template 4, again, or a similar letter of expectation. Action point. Request that they review it carefully in light of everything they've learned during onboarding, and then sign and return it. This signed document signifies their informed consent and commitment to uphold their responsibilities. It's not just a piece of paper. It's a mutual understanding that promotes accountability and reduces future misunderstandings. Assign a board buddy or mentor. Pair each new member with an experienced, enthusiastic board member. This buddy can be their go-to person for informal questions, help them navigate board culture, and make introductions. Action point. Select mentors who are good communicators and positive role models. Provide mentors with a few guidelines on how to support their new colleagues. Introduce them to the full board and key stakeholders. At their first official board meeting, formally introduce new members. Give them a moment to say a few words about why they joined. Consider a casual social event. A coffee, lunch, or virtual meet and greet can help new members connect with the rest of the board and key staff on a more personal level. Internal and external announcements. Once they're officially on board, announce your new members. Share the news in your newsletter, on social media, and on your website. Highlight their skills and why you're excited to have them. Refer to Template 7 for outreach message ideas you can adapt for this. Phase 4. Ongoing support and integration, the first 90 days and beyond. Onboarding doesn't end after the first orientation meeting. The first few months are crucial for integration and building confidence. Scheduled check-ins. The board chair, ED, or their board buddy should schedule brief check-ins with new members after their first month, and then perhaps quarterly for the first year. Purpose. Answer questions, offer guidance, solicit feedback on their onboarding experience, and ensure they feel supported and are finding ways to contribute. Encourage active participation. Early. Assign them to a committee that aligns with their skills and interests as soon as possible. Invite their perspectives in board discussions. Make them feel their voice is valued from day one. Provide opportunities for deeper learning. Invite them to program site visits, if applicable. Share relevant articles or webinar opportunities related to your mission or nonprofit governance. Seek their feedback on the onboarding process. After a few months, ask new members for their honest feedback on the onboarding experience. What worked well? What could be improved? Use this to refine your process for future recruits. Why a robust onboarding process is a game changer. A thoughtfully executed onboarding process does more than just provide information. It validates their decision to join. It shows you value their commitment, accelerates their learning curve. They become effective contributors faster, builds confidence and a sense of belonging. They feel like part of the team, fosters long-term engagement and retention. Well-onboarded members are more likely to stay and deepen their involvement. Strengthens your board culture. It sets a tone of professionalism, support, and shared purpose. By investing in a strong onboarding strategy, you're not just welcoming new individuals. You're cultivating the next generation of passionate leaders who will guide your nonprofit toward greater growth, innovation, and lasting impact. You're setting the stage for them to truly shine. With your new board members fully onboarded and ready to contribute, you've built a stronger foundation for your organization. But the work of a great board is never truly done. It's an ongoing journey of collaboration, governance, and impact. Up next, in our final chapter, Chapter 7, we'll explore how to introduce new board members effectively to your wider community and ensure their arrival is celebrated and their expertise is recognized from the outset.